good.
Just so when you guys played out here last year, I guess Blaine thought he probably wouldn't be back. Luke and Carson. I wonder what's it like having them back now for the fall.
Well, it's great having them back. I mean, having that experience. I mean, you look at Luke and Carson. Between those two, you probably got 1,200 Division I at bats, and having Blaine back, pitching on Friday night, Saturday as a freshman, Sunday as a freshman. Last year he was pretty much our Friday night guy. With that type of experience, I mean, it's something that you can recruit players, but you really can't bring in that type of experience, obviously. And in the Southeastern Conference, experience wins a lot of times. You got to have guys that can handle the grind of the season and lead a little bit and make some plays and get big hits and know how to play in front of big crowds. So it adds up to a few more wins.
With all the players who have experience, it seems like you know a lot of what you have. I wonder what you're looking for this fall in particular.
Well, we do know a lot of what we have, but we also, those guys need to get better. The returners need to get bigger and stronger. And they're working hard right now. I'll tell you, it's been we've been back at school for a couple 3 weeks now, and there's no complacency or passiveness about this group at all. Man, they're working hard. We got some new coaches. We got a new strength coach. There's some changes, but it's still the same attitude and mindset and work ethic, and hopefully we can take it up a notch.
How important was that when you go out and get a new strength coach to come in and maybe shift the focus a little bit and add some more muscle?
Yeah, I mean that was our goal. Is we went out and replaced our strength coach. We wanted to get somebody that had experience in baseball at the highest level, as far as collegiately, and the professional level was great. Someone that's kind of been there and done that, and that's what we got. And with Blaine, and he's a guy that has been in the Cardinal organization, been in the Cubs organization, handled East Carolina's baseball program and a couple other sports. And when this job came open, he jumped at the opportunity to come here. And I know the players have really, it seems like to me, and they've really taken to him. I like to listen to the talk, and when they're not, maybe they're not aware that I'm listening, so to speak. And it's been real positive, and just watching and listening and just seeing the way they're reacting to the workouts. I mean, I got guys down there today that have been in there 3 weeks with them, and they're commenting that their pants are too small already, because we've done a lot of lower body work. These guys are getting bigger already, and the key is going to be able to stay injury-free and to maintain strength, but it's a process. And to kind of drag this question on a little bit, that's one reason we're starting so early, because I want to get in that weight room and I want to get in the indoor facility and start teaching. We'll get after it out here about 30 times in the next 45 days, and then we'll be off the field no later than October 19th. And that's pretty early for a lot of programs, but we'll still be playing baseball. We're going to be getting a lot stronger.
Isaiah Keaton, where are they at in their rehab?
Isaiah's good. He'll throw a little bit. I think it's either Friday or Saturday in one of our scrimmages. Our scrimmages are going to be about 6 innings this week, with some practice work before that. He's good to go. We're having to put the reins on him, tell him to calm down a little bit. We want him to slow down a little bit. And Keaton's working hard. Probably the best shape I've ever seen him in. He had an incredible workout situation this summer where he went out of town and worked out every morning and maybe twice a day. Sometimes his body physically, he looks like a grown man. It's just a matter of everything comes together with that arm. I think he'll be ready to go by, I'm hoping that he'll be able to be ready to really get after it in maybe mid-season, maybe a little earlier. We'll see.
Scroggins, is he one you can count on next year?
I think it's still on the fence there. I mean, his injury was a lot later and not as big a kid, and I think if he is, it'd be later. Maybe April, maybe May. I don't know. We'll just have to play that by ear. That's a tough call right now.
Bonfield, are you looking at him at first base?
We've looked at, yeah. I mean, I've had some good talks with Luke, since the draft and him not signing, and Luke. Obviously, Luke will play a little outfield. We'll work him out at some first base, and obviously he'll DH for us. With him, it's about bat, it's about presence. We need him to really hit. I think he would tell you last year it wasn't a great year for him. I think the year before he was better, and last year he took too many pitches, borderline pitches, that if you just go up there and attack the ball, you can hit it, and you can hit it hard, and if they make a mistake, he'll hammer it. But he's going to be more aggressive this year, and Luke down the road, he wants to coach at this level. He wants to be a hitting type coach, maybe a recruiter, and you know, sometimes it's the way fate is and the way it's supposed to be. But I'm looking for him to have a really good season for us.
Keaton, is he able to throw any right now? Or
Yeah,
is it...
yeah. You can come out here. Keaton's working. He's throwing. It's, you know, that arm's it's working. You know, obviously he's limited, but he's ahead of schedule if you were just going by the schedule. But you know, he'll get up on a mound here in the next couple of months.
How exciting is it maybe to see what these young guys do when they mesh with the older guys coming back? Yeah, the young guys. So far, so good. We got some really good young players here. Maybe the best group that I've had since I've been at Arkansas, as far as numbers wise. You know, there's always somebody that jumps out. Whether it's a few years back, it was Benintendi or an Andy Wilkins or Zach Cox. Those guys come in highly touted. But this group here, you know, there's 4 or 5 pitchers that are going to pitch this year and pitch a lot, and there's 4 or 5 or 6 position players that are going to get an opportunity to get in the lineup and help us. And you know, they all bring something a little different. But fall ball is about getting better and getting to know each other, but really it's also for the coaches to try to figure out what we need to work on. Nate Thompson, what kind of addition has he been so far? I know it's early, but. Well, I mean, I think Nate is, I mean, everybody has their own personality, and you know, it just brings a different personality than maybe that we had before. And but he's just a good coach. I mean, he works hard and he's into it. He's excited, and the players see that. They feed off of that. I mean, he's got some different philosophies in hitting, and we've been working a lot of different type of drills that have been new to these guys. And you know, it's like I tell them, you learn from the last coach, you learn from the new coach, and you'll learn from the next coach at the next level, whatever happens. But you know, so far it seems like everybody's on the same page. Hunter Wilson healthy? Yeah, he's healthy. You know, he'll play a little bit everywhere. Short, second, third, you know, kind of a utility guy. And we've got some good young infielders in here, so it's going to make for some good teams when we line up 2 teams to scrimmage, and we're just going to let everybody battle it out. You know, if you know, Hunter's one of our best defenders and a really good teammate, and but as of right now, he seems to be 100%.
But Evan Lee, is he more hitter or pitcher right now?
Evan Lee is, you know, he had a tremendous summer with the bat and on the mound in California, and you know, if we started tomorrow, Evan's going to be in the lineup offensively, and I think it would be a great opportunity for him to pitch, maybe even start on the weekend. We're going to let that just play out. But now that he's been here, you know, a year, 2-way guy. A lot of times it takes a year. I think back of Brett Eibner. You know, he didn't do much for us on the mound as a freshman, more as a sophomore, and a lot as a junior. But he hit all 3 years, and I think Evan is at that point now where he can handle it, and he wants to pitch, and he's tough enough mentally that he can handle doing both.
I noticed Matt Birch wasn't on the roster. He decided to transfer.
Yeah, Matt Birch is not here. He's at a junior college.
Did Turney have some type of surgery done this summer?
You know, Turney's one of our highest, you know, touted players coming in. We didn't think he'd come to school when we committed him a couple years back, and left shoulder's been bothering him all spring. He didn't hit like he normally does. They walked him a lot. Didn't throw like he normally does. Well, it's because he was hurt. And he had surgery. Dr. Andrews did it down there in August, down in Florida. He should be ready to swing the bat for us sometime in, you know, in the spring, I think early spring. And, you know, it's kind of one of those things, you don't redshirt a kid like that. He's not going to be here after his 3rd year anyway. So, hey, if that bat would come on and the power he has, left side, get him some at-bats, maybe helps us this year a lot and get ready for next year as well.
What do guys like Benintendi and maybe McCann, some of these guys that are doing things, especially McKinney, what does that do? I mean, Benintendi, what's that do for you in recruiting right now as you continue to do that?
Well, you know, Boston's on TV all the time, whether it's the MLB channel or ESPN. It seems like every Sunday night you can pick them up. And other nights, just gives us some publicity. Obviously, you know, they've been speaking highly about Arkansas. Every game I've seemed to watch, the announcers usually say something about it, you know, being at Arkansas, and maybe we'll talk about his story a little bit. Had an okay freshman year and then just exploded his sophomore year, and you know, might have been you know, one of the best players coming out of that draft, obviously, and he proved it real quick. Being able to talk to kids about him, and you know, kind of talk about the, you know, the progression and how you get better if you work at it, and you know, I guess you're just really serious about it, like Andrew was. So it's good. It's obviously good PR for our university and our baseball program. And you know, I look at just all the guys that are in the big leagues now. So, you know, Brian Anderson got called up. I mean, at one point, a couple of weeks ago, we had eight in big leagues and 9 in AAA, and it's hard to. That's a lot of kids at upper baseball upper level, and you know, I think obviously we can talk about that.
You have a lot of Houston area players. Any of them affected by what happened down there the last couple
Yeah,
weeks?
a couple of them. Bryce Bonnin, you know, they have a farm, and they lost, you know, some animals, some chickens, different things, and water got in their house. And then Cole Turney said he was good, and you know, a couple other guys. Oh, there's one or two. You know, Jack Spiggers is from down there. He said he was good, and you know, we just talked to him as much as we could about it. Really told Bryce, you know, if you need to head home or go help, you do whatever you need to do, whatever you feel like. And he said that, you know, he felt like his family had it under control. And, so yeah, you know, they were definitely affected. I mean, it's amazing. It's hard to even imagine what they're going through.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.